Hi everyone, me again. All right, this is our last one, or the last one I'm doing. It's the judicial branch and politics. And we think of the judicial branch as being insulated from politics, but really it's not. Politics does affect it in many ways, and we're going to talk about how politics affects a president's appointment of a judge to the Supreme Court or to the federal judiciary. Presidents appoint judges based on many reasons, but the first and most important is ideology. If the president is a liberal, he's going to want to appoint a liberal justice. A conservative, he or she will want to appoint a conservative justice. Also, though, in the mix is who will win Senate confirmation. They want to appoint someone who stands a chance of being confirmed by the Senate. Also, they want to appoint someone who is competent and qualified for the job. Some presidents may want diversity on the court too, so they may appoint a female or someone of a different race other than white or Caucasian, someone of a different religion. So it just depends on the president for that. Okay, let's change the slide. All right. Sometimes it's difficult to achieve confirmation of a justice. Right now we're seeing that with President Obama's appointment of Merrick Garland to replace Antonin Scalia. Here's a picture of the president and Merrick Garland. And why is it a problem now? Because we have a lame duck president. Lame duck meaning in their last year of office. That's a term that's used, a political term that's used to describe a president who's outgoing. And they don't want, the Republicans don't want a Democratic president appointing a liberal justice on his way out, when really that's his right to do, and he is attempting to do that right now. The problem is we've got a Republican Congress in both houses, and they, well, we have to look at the Senate because the Senate has the power of advice and consent. So they're the ones that confirm the appointment. And the Senate has a majority or is in the control of the Republican Party. So they're not in any hurry to confirm a slightly liberal or liberal justice. They would rather wait until the election, hoping that we elect a Republican president who then would appoint a conservative justice. The question is, how long can they hold up the process? And we're just kind of waiting to see right now. So a lame duck president and a divided government, and you know that that's what we have now. We have a Congress controlled by Republicans and a president who's a Democrat. Makes it very difficult to get someone confirmed. Also, the Senate could filibuster. Remember, the filibuster is only in the Senate, not the House. So if the Senate filibusters, they could delay and delay and delay action on this confirmation. Ideology is another complication that could arise. It could be that the appointment is too moderate or too extreme in their views. That also applies to issue positions. They especially like to ask them how they would rule on hot button issues such as same-sex marriage, abortion. Those are kind of litmus test issues that they use to see how liberal or how conservative a potential justice is. So that's what complications could arise. Now, how can the legislative branch check the judicial branch? How can Congress check the court decisions? Congress can do this by confirming appointees who share their ideology. So if Congress is extremely conservative, or more conservative, then they're going to want to confirm someone who's conservative. And if it's a liberal justice, they may just check that judicial branch by not appointing anyone for a long time, dragging it out. They can impeach a justice. That's certainly a check on the judicial branch. If they find any scandal or reason to impeach, that's a possibility. Also, if they don't like a decision the courts have made, the end run that Congress can make is trying to get an amendment passed, like the flag burning amendment, since the courts rule that burning the flag is a protected form of symbolic speech, and they may still want to get something on the books that bans flag burning. They would have to go for an amendment and change the Constitution. Now, how can the executive branch check court decisions? How can the president check court decisions? The president has the appointment power. And by having that appointment power, he or she can appoint justices who share his or her ideology. That, in turn, affects or checks court decisions because it determines the number of liberal or conservative justices on the court and can pressure, influence the decision one way or the other, depending on the ideology of the appointment. That's it. Thanks for listening.